So guys, while we are looking for this path, boy, this is going to get bad. I thought I would make up for True Story Sunday that I missed out the other day. We had some family in town, and I had some technical difficulties. I recorded one, but the audio cut out like halfway through my story, and I didn't have time to go out and film it again. So, welcome to True Story Monday, or whatever it is, whatever day it is when I decide to post this. I want to tell you a story about in 2008 I rode my BMW R1200 GS across the United States. I started in Utah, and I had the thought that I wanted to cross the United States using only like surface streets, like highways, and yeah, I wasn't going to use the freeway at all. And I actually made it to downtown Chicago, right smack downtown Chicago, and had not used the freeway one single time. And then I realized how expensive it was going to be to stay in downtown Chicago, and it was pouring rain, and it was getting dark, and I decided, hell with it, I'm getting on the freeway. Well, I had a good as part of that trip, I decided I would do an iron butt ride. And the pin on my jacket, you may have noticed I have this pin on my jacket. It's a saddle sore. Oh wait, it's the, oh god, I almost crashed trying to read what the pin said. It's the bun burner. It's the bun burner gold is what I have. And there's two types of bun burner. One for doing 1,500 miles in 36 hours or less. That's the bun burner. But to get the bun burner gold, you have to do 1,500 miles in 24 hours or less. And I got the gold, baby. So I was in Anderson, South Carolina when I started to do it. I had been conditioning myself because I was on a long ride, cross-country ride. I was doing like 500-mile days leading up to this, just to condition my body to being on the bike for such a long time. And Gary's probably going to want to talk to this guy. So I'm going to stop. Okay, didn't want to talk to him. He seems to like to talk to people. He speaks better Spanish than I do, so it's good to have him along. Anyways, I stayed at a KOA in Anderson, South Carolina. I went and bought some Gold Bond, a jug of water, and some cyclist shorts that have that padded stuff in the butt, because I knew I was going to be on the bike for a very long time. I wanted to improve my chances. I spent a lot of time on the computer planning my route, because it's part of doing this is it's kind of a math problem, and a time problem, because you've got to find a route that's 1,500 miles of freeway with hopefully no construction on it, and so it gets really hard to do. But really, if you get like a speeding ticket, if you get a flat tire, if you get hung up, and if you get lost, that could ruin your ride. You might ride 1,400 miles and get a flat tire and be out of business. So, but we have no idea where we're going. So, it's a really good challenge. It's a miserable ride, but it's a good challenge. So I was in Anderson, South Carolina, and I decided to start from there. I would ride to Dallas, Texas. I think it was Dallas, or it was Houston. Can't remember which. And then I would turn around and do a little zigzag over to Little Rock, Arkansas, and then turn again and end up in Oklahoma City. which is where I have an aunt. And I wanted to end somewhere familiar so I could crash there for a couple days and recover before heading on my journey. So I met a guy at the KOA. He rode a BMW RT, like an 1150 RT, and you have to get a witness. You have to fill a lot of paperwork because they verify it. You can't just send in your stuff and say, "Hey, I did it. Give me the pin." You got to earn these suckers, and you got to verify that you actually did what you said you did. And one of the ways you do that is to get a witness to verify or to sign off when you started and where you started from. What do you think? Go ahead. Oh no, please, no, please, okay. So I got this guy to come with me to the gas station in the morning, about 8 in the morning, I think it was. And he signed his name and wrote down his address and his phone number. And that I can't talk and ride at the same time. Okay. And then he kind of rode with me for a little while. We got on the freeway together, and then he got off at the next off-ramp because he kind of thought it was cool what I was doing, and he wanted to make sure I got off on the right foot on my journey. So I took off, and the first 1,000 miles were pretty uneventful. You can do 1,000 miles in the daylight, so it's not super difficult. I mean, you just have to spend a lot of time on the bike. But you don't have to fight to stay awake or anything like that. So just about the time I was rolling out of Dallas, whatever the hell that, I think it must have been, oh boy, it must have been Dallas. It started to get dark. And when it gets dark and you start to get sleepy, that's when the challenge really begins. I had a really hard time staying awake, and for some reason I had bought some no-dos, like these caffeine pills, and I decided not to take them because I was worried that if I did, that eventually they would wear off and I would be screwed when I crashed from the high. Okay, hold it. I'm gonna get out my explicit direction. All right. Or the squirrel, it should be really close. Got your swimsuit, man? Yeah, I do. Okay. Wait, did you have a backpack? Oh. I just noticed it was gone right now. So I was like, where's your swimsuit? I have no idea how long it's been gone. Could be anywhere. You know what? Did you have it when we stopped last? Yeah. So it probably fell off somewhere. No, I mean my bungee cords aren't even there. I think someone heisted it when we were at the square. Well, why didn't they take this? It's full of camera equipment. I don't know. I bet it fell off, dude. Go back a little bit. Yeah, okay. These kinds of straps. It's awesome. Hard, yeah. Rock straps. See if the keys are in that. Remember if it was on my bike when we stopped to talk to those 3 men? I can't. Well, we're headed back because Gary lost his Gary lost the backpack that was bungeed on the back of his bike. But anyways, now I've completely forgotten where I was in my story. He was behind me and his backpack fell off. And so now we're on the search for it. He's worried that someone stole it. But I think all those people were pretty cool. I think it just fell off. So, oh yeah, the caffeine pills. I had these caffeine pills, and I decided not to take them because I was afraid that if I did take them, and once they wore off, I would be in deep trouble. So I decided not to take any caffeine. And I kind of had this something inside of me that just wanted to see if I could do it, you know, being all me, and no kind of help from any chemicals. So I decided not to take them. When I was planning out my route on Google Maps, I mean, I was looking at it, and I knew it was going to be close. And so I decided that I wouldn't even stop for food, because if I might have had time to stop for food, but I would not have had time to then later stop to go to the bathroom. Like, both things would have just taken too much time. And then, you know, if I got lost once or twice, or had trouble finding a gas station. Uh-oh. What happened? Now Gary's not behind me. Sometimes he has trouble with the hills. Well, I didn't think they were that bad. This is going to be the worst True Story Sunday ever. But, so when it was dark and I was really having a hard time staying awake, I remember when I would see a road sign, I would scream at it, like the top of my lungs. Scream obscenities at it, because it was like, I felt like it was bad news, you know. Oklahoma City, you still have so many miles until Oklahoma City, and I was looking at my GPS, and, you know, in my head, you have to envision this. I had to be where I was going by 8 a.m. the next day. So once that sunset, the sunset right in front of me, and I was, because I was heading west, sunset right in front of me, and I knew that I was then racing the sun around the earth to Oklahoma City. And I had to be there before the sun started to come up. Gary crashed. The hell is he? Before the sun came up the next day. Should I go look for his bag and come back, or should I go see if he's okay? Should probably see if he's okay. Let's turn this boat around. Yeah, so I remember I was having the thing that hurt the most on me, it wasn't that my butt started to hurt, but my knees. I was having like searing pain in my knees. It was just killing me. And I would stand up, and I was stretching on the bike while I was riding, and putting my legs on the pistons, because the GS has those boxer pistons. You can use them as sort of highway pegs and stretch your legs that way. And where's Gary? And I was really, the one point where I really knew that I was losing is I was cruising along this little freeway, and I saw a plastic bag floating around in the street, and I knew something wasn't right, and I shook my head violently, and it turned back into a painted line on the road. And I was like, oh man, I'm in bad shape. I was really worried that I was going to fall asleep while riding the bike. And I made it to Oklahoma City. I stopped for gas as soon as I got into town. Maybe he found it and he's just waiting for me. Maybe he broke himself. Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. What? I came straight back on this road and no Gary. Gary has disappeared. Gary has disappeared. We've lost a Gary. Okay. There's an intersection, a T back here, where we must have missed that turn or something. I don't understand. So I make it to Oklahoma City. I fill up with gas and I go looking for my aunt's house. But I'd never been to her house before. I just had directions and I'm trying to find it, and I can't find it, and I'm so exhausted that I know I'm in the area. I know I'm in the neighborhood. Hold on. Amigo, mira otra motocicleta. This way. El derecha or directo? Directo. Ay, a la vida. Okay, gracias. He went straight. He was supposed to turn. Well, according to that guy. So I still have no idea. And I was so exhausted from my ride. Yeah, he was supposed to turn there. I see tracks. Do I see any motorcycle tracks here? From a I don't know what his bike is. A DT 250. I can't see any. Yeah, I can hear him. Maybe I can hear something. Here he comes. Here he comes. Sucker. I realized that after I went past it. I was like, he must have crashed. And I went all the way back to the river and you weren't. But I passed that dude walking. I was like, did you see a motorcycle? He said, yeah, he went straight. Yeah. So I get to my tia's house, my aunt's house. No, I couldn't find it. I was driving around, I couldn't find it, but I drove past this park, and no one was there. It was super early in the morning, 7 in the morning, and I just went over there, and they had one of those playgrounds with a little, like a little bridge that goes between two high points, and I climbed up on there and went right to sleep. And And I slept until the sun started hitting me and made it too hot to sleep. And then later, when I finally found my aunt's house, she told me that that park is frequented by like drug dealers and bad people, and that I shouldn't have been there. It was very dangerous. But those guys, they're not awake that early in the morning, so I didn't have any problems. But anyways, I was exhausted. It was dangerous and it was stupid, and I would probably never do it again. Although I would like to do the 1,000 in 24 hours, because you can get them both by doing the ride that I did, so long as you do the first 1,000 in less than 24 hours. But I filled out the paperwork wrong or something, so I only got the one pin. So I wouldn't mind doing 1,024 again if I ever had the opportunity or the excuse to do it, just to have another iron butt pin. I think they're kind of cool. I mean, you don't get anything for it except like a license plate bracket, and you got to fill out all this paperwork. You got to send in all your gas station receipts and send them your route, and then they verify everything. They might call your witnesses if they think something's fishy looking. Check out. I'll put a link to the Iron Butt Association in the box below in the description, and you can check out all the different rides they have. Some of them are just crazy. I mean, 1,500 miles in 24 hours or less is nothing. It's literally, that's one of the hard ones, but there are others that are so much harder that they make the one that I did this look like child's play. Seriously, there's another one that is 3,000 miles in 48 hours, and I can't even imagine, after doing the one that I did, I cannot imagine doing that unless I was on some kind of illegal substance, Give me some cocaine and yeah, I'll do it. But there's no way. You don't have time to sleep. You'd have to go 2 days with no sleep. So, ride safe, travel far, do it soon, everybody. Hope you like this off-road True Story Sunday that I probably didn't post on Sunday, but whatever. Deal with it. I think I'm just going to park here until Gary comes back, because this is ridiculous.